And we're live! Okay, guys, I'm doing a second video in a row. First one I did today was about the timing of your electrolytes because, y'all, it matters, especially when you're doing any type of low carb or carnivore diet. Now, uh, what's good for me is not good for you. I wanted to talk about that today because a lot of people ask me to show what I eat in a day, and it always annoys me because my actual histamine responses or the strength of my gut wall or my GLUT4 receptor development is quite higher than a lot of women, especially in my age group, and definitely of all ages. And that's where your body can uptake glucose and utilize that very effectively on a low carb diet. So when you don't have a lot of muscle, you don't have like little hands that will go and glucose is swimming in the blood and take it out and put it in the muscle to be used. And so you have this blood sugar spike and this instant insulin resistance. So glucose is not getting into the cell and it's rising and rising. And that's when things end up going into your fat cells as stored fat. And then you have this sort of estrogen response of making more fat, right? Estrogen dominance, and the fat cells start making estrogen. And then there's this negative loop of getting fatter and creating estrogen, which makes you fatter. And it's like fatter and fatter and fatter. And then people go on these intermittent fasting and OMAD diets to lose the weight, and they just get flabby. And they're like, I lost 80 pounds. And I'm like, but you had a thyroid issue, and you had constipation issues, electrolyte issues, and yeah, you look thinner, but you're not, when you open up the body, you're not more healthy. And so everyone's freaking different. And so, um, yeah, what I get up and eat in a day, like it just won't work for other people. Like I don't have a gallbladder problem. I can like eat 15 packs of butter and not feel 1 second of nausea whatsoever. And a lot of women, even some men, will go and try to up their fat and they just don't feel right. Or they'll start saying, I'm just not hungry when you have like this much fat. And I'm like, you have a gallbladder issue because what'll happen is that the fat's not getting broken down that you're eating and it'll just get stuck. I mean, this is layman's terms. It'll get stuck. And then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, the body's like, I can't take any more fat. And you can't take in any more fat, and then you're not, and you feel not hungry because you can't digest the dang fat that you already ate. And so people will eat 150 grams of fat and they'll just say like, well, I eat one meal a day and 150 grams of fat and I do fine. And I've always said to these people, go spend 24-hour a day with me. You would die, okay? Because I ride my bike around here, even through Muscle Haven, and go shopping on my bike in the city. And then, well, I used to go to the gym, but not anymore. I cannot wear Subway sandwich making gloves in the gym. It's getting cuckoo. I mean, maybe they want me to wear a spacesuit next. I don't know. But if y'all afraid, don't go to the gym then. Okay? You're afraid? Don't go to the gym. People are like, oh my God, it's so rude. I'm like, why are you going to the gym? See, I'm not going to the gym not because of Boogeyman. I'm not going to the gym because I want my freedom to not have hypoxia and waste particles and some nasty mask and be able to breathe and not have any type of breathing in CO2 and just not bacteria. So I can stay nice and healthy. But I digress. I'm really digressing. But the point is, I would go to the gym for a couple of hours and then go off to my horse for another 6 hours and then go home and work another 5 hours. And the volume of like pull-ups and heavy lifting and working with a 1,400-pound animal and to not completely die and crash means that you're eating one meal a day and you're not having a fat enough and you're like, oh, I'm fine, I have enough energy. No, no, you won't if you really need to push the body in such a way and day after day after day without being catabolic. And that's what a lot of people are. And people start going towards coffee because they have too low energy trying to do this low carbohydrate diet of a keto omnivore or a carnivore protocol. So what's good for me is not good for you. A lot of people can't do butter, but they can do ghee. A lot of people can't do ghee at all or butter, and so they have to do tallow. Some people can't do tallow, so they do lard. Some people have ethics against lard, so they only do tallow, but they can't do tallow or butter. Like, it's that sensitive. People don't know what their food sensitivities are. Some people can do egg yolks, but they can't do the white. Some people can do the whole egg, or they can't do any of the egg, and they think they can do the yolk because somebody said you don't need to eat the whites, but you can have the yolks. Then they eat the yolks. They feel thick and bloated and not hungry, and then they don't eat. People are not looking at their bacon. They don't realize that bacon has bacteria. Like all of the foods that are processed are hung forever, and bacteria is just growing on them as they're hung dried and are hung and cured, and they eat the bacon and they explode with histamine. And so you'll see me eat bacon, and then you eat bacon, and then bacon's not working for you. And everyone I see are like, oh well, so Sarah Carnivore Yogi, go subscribe to her channel because she's my girl. She'll eat suet and you can't eat suet, but you think because she's eating suet, you're eating suet. Like, you guys, use your critical thinking. Not all of you. The people out there who just follow what other people do. And that's why I barely show stuff out there. And like when I ever do, then I get all the voices. Oh my God. So I showed me eating a carnivore bread and a donut. Yes, you can make bread and donuts out of all meat. Yes, you can. And I start thinking about Sarah's daughter and how she needs to eat certain foods. And Sarah has her daughter on keto, but more of a like leaning towards carnivore, but she's got severe histamine, the daughter. And I keep thinking about people who are traveling who like don't want to have a chicken wing with the fingers all greasy on a flight, and like what can they eat that is safe. And then someone's like, oh my God, you're trying to copy what the vegans, you're trying to do vegan food. And then somebody wrote in the comment section, well, there's eggs in that, so that's not vegan. Like, guys, you just have to think about what works for the individual, right? Some people can't handle anything that's aged, so they've got to just make a meat and it's fresh within 24 hours, eat it because their histamine is that bad, or their eczema is that bad. Or some people have blood sugar dysregulation, they're hypoglycemic. And so for me, pre-workout, I'm just eating fat all day long. So I'm not sitting down and having a meal, but I'll go have like butter. Just I'll bring a bar of tallow to the ranch, and I'll sit there. And the old ladies, there's these women, there's two old ladies up front, they're super sweet. They're like, are you just eating pure fat? And I'm like, yeah. And I'll just take a salt shaker, put it in the tallow, and just sit and eat it. Because I don't care what if tallow tastes like wax. It does. Not to everyone when it's solid. I just need to get it down so I can keep my blood sugar stable. Um, I might sit there and chomp on tallow, and then everybody's going to do that. And then some person can't handle tallow. They can only handle like leaf lard. I really think that you guys need to stop following what everybody does and learn about generally, here are the fats, here are the meats, here are the conditions, right? And which symptomology do you connect with? Are you having an electrolyte issue, kidney pain, oxalate dumping? Are you having rashes and skin reactions and candida die-off and bumps and, and vaginosis down there, and dudes who've got like rut rash, and people who can't sleep and who've got insomnia, and people are connected to their devices. There's like so many problems. People have got like colds, flus, chronic infected flus. And speaking of that, chronic infections, tooth infections. Like there are so many things. Headaches. People have got like allergies. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I do an avocado pre-workout, and then everybody else is going to go do an avocado, and they're like, they don't feel well. So I can give you the list of electrolyte-rich foods, and I can give you the list of meat foods. And this is a reason why on my meal plans, it's not like Monday you eat this at 8 o'clock or whatever, 6 o'clock, and then 12. Because if everybody eats those foods, I give you lists. You have to look for your symptomology. So I have meal plans on my site. I need to go and deconstruct them and reconstruct with more, disclaimers. If you have this, you must look for these symptoms, because it's all about the symptomology more than it is about the freaking calories or the food itself, because what's good for me may not be good for you. And let's say with the fasting, I wouldn't fast right now if my life depended on it. Right now, I'm not getting much sleep because I rescued a horse. And if I go and fast right now and jack up my adrenals even a little bit, it'll pop me out of ketosis. I'll feel like crap, and it'll start to irritate my adrenals. And I don't need to do that on almost 53 and start trying to mess with this period that I still have. I don't need that right now. So with you guys, it's really, really, really important that what's good for me is not good for you. And what's good for your neighbor is not good for you either. And that's for your, we're all very different. And so you got to know, okay, what are the fats that I can tolerate? What are the meats what conditions do I have? Do I have hypochlorhydria and I'm trying to stuff down 2 pounds of red meat and I can't? Do I have a gallbladder issue and every time I up my fat, I start feeling sick? Do I eat fast? Do I eat slowly? Is my poop sinking or floating? Yes. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, how long does it take you to get out of bed? Because that'll tell me if your cortisol is low in the morning. Are you awake at night? Do you wake up in the middle of the night because you have a gallbladder release of bile? Yes. What's good for me is not good for you. If I came home, or if I ate, let's say, if I'm supposed to eat around 3 ounces of protein in one meal and I have six, will that make my blood sugar spike? Not that much because I've got really good GLUT4 receptor development. I'm super insulin sensitive, but I don't want to do that anyway. But if I were to have, it's not a problem ever until I make it a problem. All right, guys, now I got to go. You can learn more right here on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, where I cover everything at all times. I do run a course, which is through stephanieperson.com, which also keeps me up really late at night. Especially I had to do a course lesson about water. Let me tell you, the hyponatremia, the lack of sodium, the electrolyte imbalance due to not drinking enough water or drinking too much water and not knowing when to drink the water, and I had to write it out, and then I put it there, and then I answer questions, which is essentially going over the homework. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, now I'm trying to do videos when I don't have time. It's 11:32 in the morning, and I've got to be home. I've got to do 5 things: go to the ranch, come home, and finish this thing for Dr. Berg. And hear sirens all day long. So if you guys want to learn more, and I do consultations, and if I'm booked up, just send me an email and I'll put you on the list because I'm opening up new dates as soon as the schedule gets hammered and tightened up. Now I gotta go, and I'm out. Thanks, guys, for coming to my channel. And these are very quick impromptu videos. And I hope this helps. My whole purpose all along was to help teach you guys not to destroy your health because we've been lied to for so long. And I'm one of those reactionary people like, you guys, we've been lied to. We can fix this. And as we get older, because I'm almost 53, that as we get older, we don't have to fall apart. You don't have to if you don't want to. Bye, guys. Now I'm out. I have to be out twice. So here I'm out once and now twice.